13 WMAZ News at 5 starts now.
All right, so we are tracking Ida this evening. Obviously, weakened to a tropical depression now, and I know you're looking at the radar behind me thinking, what in the world are you talking about? Let me explain. We do have a tornado threat as we head through the evening. I want to draw your attention to these showers from the Griffin area down towards Columbus. These are moving towards central Georgia, and these, believe it or not, even though you don't see a whole lot of red in them, are rotating broadly. So that's going to be the cause for concern for us. So let me flip this over to velocity really quick and just show you what we're talking about as we head through the evening hours. And you can see some of the greens and reds in there. So like look just across the Alabama state line, that's a rotating shower there. There's a rotating shower just north of Columbus. There's something trying to get its act together in Talbot County, and all of that is going to be shifting into central Georgia as we head through the evening tonight. Now let me zoom this out and show you where all we're talking about. So notice we've got these showers from South Metro Atlanta all the way down into southeastern Alabama. So we're going to be watching these coming through central Georgia through the evening hours tonight. So here's a look at the severe weather threat in particular. Brief spin up tornadoes, all of us now in a level 1 risk for the evening tonight. Meteorologist Taylor Stephenson is here with me, and we'll be keeping an eye on it all. Frank and Lori.
All right, thank you very much. We appreciate it, Alex. We'll check back in shortly.
Yep. And some not great pictures out of Louisiana. This picture here from Atrium Health Navicent, doesn't it look tropical in nature? The low-hanging clouds, it's been windy all afternoon. The good thing about Ida for us, our high temperature today is only 80 degrees. That's below the average of 91, but we're keeping an eye on the radar. We'll check it out right after the break. 13 WMAZ meteorologist Alex Forbes here with you on this Tuesday afternoon. We've been talking about Ida for a while now, still continuing to talk about Ida as it passes to the north, seeing some showers in western Georgia. And as we were just looking at a few minutes ago, the showers that are there are the ones that are posing a severe weather risk for us here in central Georgia tonight. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Notice these showers here in, what is it, Harris County as you get over and towards western Georgia. Some brief heavy downpours, but let me flip this over into velocity mode and I'll show you what I'm looking at and why we're kind of on our toes this evening. We've been talking about the tornado threat here across central Georgia. Notice you get the red and the green close together. So these are rotating showers rather than storms. So we're not going to see, big thunderstorms rolling through the area. It's just these tropical spin up tornadoes that are a possibility. And we're starting to see that now in parts of Alabama. This is an example of what I was talking about. This tornado warning not anywhere near central Georgia at this moment, but here's the radar. It doesn't look threatening at all, but it's something we're going to be keeping an eye on through the evening hours tonight because we are all in a level 1 risk for severe storms. I'll show you that SPC map here in just a second. Here's the general line of showers that we're watching for rotation with. You can see it extends from Metro Atlanta through Columbus all the way down into Dothan, Alabama now, where that tornado warning is. And this is not anything to be really worried about across central Georgia. Any kind of activity we see today is typically weak with tropical systems, but it's still a possibility nonetheless. That's why we need to keep an eye on it. Now you might notice it's been windy today. We've seen wind gusts greater than 20 miles an hour across the region, 21 recently here in Macon as well as in Thomaston, 23 down in Cordele. When that line came through around noon, we had some stronger wind gusts across the region. Current temperatures, thanks to the cloud cover today, they're in the 70s at 5 o'clock on an August afternoon, almost area-wide. Dew points, they're still up there, though. Very tropical atmosphere here across central Georgia. So it still feels like the 80s outside in a lot of communities, 82 in Macon, 82 in Warner Robins, and 80 in Unadilla. Now here's that level 1 risk for today. You can see we're all included in it here in central Georgia. So as we watch those showers roll through, we'll see some brief damaging winds potentially and a brief spin-up tornado. Nothing too strong across central Georgia. So let's get into future view. Here come those showers, 8, 9 o'clock. You can see how some of them have a little arch to them. That's indicative of some of the rotation. Then by the time we get to 10 and 11, the center of Ida is actually going to pass to the north of us, and that will put us on the back right quadrant instead of the front right quadrant. That'll limit the rotation for us past that time. Waking up tomorrow morning, could see a few showers in the area, but then notice that northerly wind comes in. High temperatures somewhere in the upper 80s tomorrow. And then Thursday morning, a real northerly wind with high temperatures near 90, only about a 10% chance of rain. But what you're really going to notice on Thursday is the lower humidity. Check this out. So this is Wednesday afternoon, a 66-degree dew point. But then by the time we get into Thursday, we usher some air in here from the north. That is a 63-degree dew point at 5 p.m. on Thursday. So high temperatures, still going to be hot, but the humidity is going to be almost non-existent. So here's the day at a glance for tomorrow, expecting a high temperature again in the upper 80s. Average high is 91. 7 days shapes up like this. A fantastic Labor Day weekend in store for Central Georgia. High temperatures returning to the 90s, but we're going to get a break from the humidity. That means a break from the showers as we begin Labor Day weekend. And don't forget, you can download the 13WMAZ app. Make sure to have your notifications turned on for that. We'll send you weather alerts in case they get issued across Central Georgia. All right, we're continuing to watch the showers in western Georgia. Some signs of rotation as Ida passes to the north. Let's zoom out really fast and I'll show you why we're keeping an eye on them, and it's because they are capable of producing some rotation as we head through the evening tonight. Sherrod, if we could flip that over to max 2, that would be fantastic. There we go. Zooming it out to southern Alabama, you can see a tornado warning in effect there. That just goes to show you that that's the kind of environment we're dealing with tonight. More coming your way at 6.
WMAZ News at 6 starts now.
Well, we begin with weather tonight because Ida still causing a ruckus across the southeast. Now, it's not in the form of thunderstorms, but rather showers that are moving through central Georgia. We saw that line earlier today, right around noon, came right through Macon, Warner Robins, and then pushed off to the east. Now we have a second line developing here from metro Atlanta down towards the Columbus area and into Alabama. Let me put this in motion for you right now, and you can see how it's kind of spinning around a center that's to the north. Ida, the center of it, is to the north, and you can see some heavier downpours forming here. Now, these look like just run-of-the-mill showers, but what we've been finding in them all afternoon is that the showers as a whole are broadly rotating, and that's why we have a severe weather risk for central Georgia tonight. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Throw this in pause here, and I'll throw this into velocity mode, and if I drill it down in here, you can see some of these colors, particularly in Upson County, and then also into Harris County. So you get a little bit of the red and the gray there next to the green, some higher greens there. And then we've been watching this area through Talbot County, now making its way into Upson County. Again, just some broad rotation across central Georgia. Had a confirmed tornado down in Dothan just a few hours ago, and you can see down towards the Gulf Coast, they have cleared out. So a level 1 risk in effect for central Georgia through the remainder of the evening. We'll be talking much more about this and all you need to know about the brief spin-up tornado risk coming up in just a minute. Frank and Lori. Oh, and we don't forget to download the app. It's a great way to receive weather information. We'll be sure to send you severe weather alerts should they be warranted. Download it from the App Store or Google Play. Frank and Lori.
Thanks a lot, Alex. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep.
Central Georgia.
Thank you, Marvin. Well, today, the last day of meteorological summer. Doesn't look like it, doesn't feel like it. We've seen a tropical wind all day, some overcast skies across Macon. The high temperature, only 80 degrees, well below the average of 91. We'll talk about the radar coming up in just a second.
Now, Frank, you were able to get out in time to get a run in.
I beat the rain this morning.
Yes.
The wind was starting to pick up because I knew if I waited till noon,
Yes.
Could get a little dicey.
really was not good then.
Yeah, I was just telling you all a second ago, Courtney and I were here watching it from the camera, and instead of the rain going from top to bottom, it was going from left to right.
Yes, not a good thing.
No, not at all. But hey, you know, it's nothing crazy. This is part of Ida as it's moving towards the north. These are some showers we're looking at parts of Upson County now, about to roll into parts of Crawford County, perhaps Taylor County before all is said and done. Let me throw this in pause. I want to show you why we're watching these pretty closely, because we do have a brief spin-up tornado risk across central Georgia tonight. So here's the wind mode, the velocity as you might know it. And let me first take you here to Talbot County. You see where we get those bright greens and those dark greens? That's indicative of some broad rotation. So essentially, we don't have rotating storms, but rather rotating showers moving into central Georgia. And again, we don't have a tornado watch in effect. This isn't anything drastic. It's just something that we have to keep a close eye on this evening. In fact, in Dothan, Alabama, just about an hour ago, they had a confirmed tornado on the ground, and their environment is pretty similar to ours. But again, tropical in nature, nothing strong, nothing to be too stressed out about, just something we'll be keeping an eye on through the overnight hours. So let's go big picture, look across the southeast. The shower that produced the tornado down there in Dothan, you can see it's nothing much. And then you look here across central Georgia, you can kind of see that arching motion as it continues to roll around the center of Ida, which is now in southern Tennessee. Right about there. You can see the circulation there. It's made its way all the way up from Louisiana. So we'll watch this line. We'll watch the line crossing 85. By the time that line that crosses 85 is in central Georgia, I think we'll be okay by about 10, 11 o'clock tonight, and the threat will be over. Now, I just mentioned Courtney and I were watching the cameras this afternoon, and not only was the rain going sideways, but the cameras were shaking. That's because it's windy, and it remains to be windy. 25-mile-an-hour wind gusts here in Macon, 23 in Warner Robins. This is all just within the past few minutes. We've seen higher gusts this afternoon. Current temperatures across the region, most of us in the 70s, a few of us has peaked into the 80s. I was saying just a minute ago, it's the last day of meteorological summer. It does not feel like it at all in terms of the temperature, but it is still humid outside as we are in that tropical air mass with dew points in the low to mid 70s. Add it all up, you get feels like temperatures in the low 80s. Certainly beats the triple digits, but the southerly wind we have to thank for all of the tropical moisture. So we do have a level 1 risk in effect for all of our area for the remainder of the evening, for the main threat being the brief spin-up tornadoes. However, a damaging wind gust is not out of the question. We've already seen some today, seen some reports from Telfair County, also from Washington County earlier this afternoon. All right, let's get into the models. You can see here comes that line of showers, not necessarily thunderstorms, not going to see a whole lot of lightning with them. Then you can see by the time we get to 10, 11 o'clock, they exit the region and then waking up in the 70s for your Wednesday. By the time we get to Wednesday evening, perhaps a shower south, overall a lower rain chance. And then Thursday, you're really going to like Thursday. Watch this now. Starting in the 60s, a few showers, but the reason why you're really going to like Thursday is because of the dew point. Of course, the dew point being a measure of how much moisture is in the atmosphere. And wait for it. Well, it said 63 and then it advanced to 67, but we had a 63-degree dew point Thursday at around 4 or 5 o'clock. So what I'm trying to say is it's going to be really dry on Thursday, so temperature's still warm, but the humidity is going to be almost non-existent across central Georgia. As for tomorrow, though, going to be dealing with a scattered storm, mainly to the south. Perhaps some wraparound moisture. Got to see where Ida's center ends up by the time tomorrow morning rolls around. The average high is 91 for the first day of September. 7 days shapes up like this with the lower humidity beginning on Thursday and then highs in the 80s before we are back in the 90s over Labor Day weekend with a 20% chance of showers and storms returning on Labor Day. But hey, I can't find much room to complain about the holiday weekend ahead.
That decision. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tonight at 11.
Remember, you can always get your latest news and weather updates on the 13W MAZ mobile app.
The evening news is up next. Have a safe night, everyone.